it's Frelka, and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is Season 7, Episode 7, The Mentalists. If you're new here, I do recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. So really, this is like the most episodic episode we've had thus far this season. Like, it was super episodic, and there was a tad bit of serialization that's not really serialization that I'll talk about, but there's nothing about Lithians, oh my god, Lithians. Yes, it's Lithians. Yes. But there's nothing about them and nothing about like other stuff really, but like really only small element. But it was so episodic, and it was kind of nice to see. So this was about a town of psychics, which is a real town that exists. I think it's in New York State, and maybe it's close to New York. I don't know. I've always wanted to go to it because it's like a real town, and that's something that Supernatural writers did in the first few seasons that I feel like they haven't been doing that much anymore. Is like, it's real tales, it's real towns, it's real ghost stories. And so this is a real town that I don't know, like if someone researched or whatever, they always had it in the back of their mind. But I love when they do that, when they take something real and it's like, yeah, why not do an episode about psychics? And it wasn't so much about the psychic, it actually was a ghost episode. And you know me, I love ghost episodes, and it was so long that we had a ghost episode. I do feel like the whole like multiple ghosts and one is like trying to warn or defend, and then they think it's that ghost but it's really another ghost. Like, we've seen that actually before. I think in season 5, that episode where they're at the Supernatural convention, like it was very similar. So the idea is not new, and I don't know if we're getting to a point with all the ghosts where it's harder to come up with new ideas, because I feel like I have said that before, like ghosts, there's always so many different things you can do, like it's endless. But I do feel like the last few times we've had ghost episodes, they haven't been as new or unique, but I feel like it's new and unique with the idea of the psychics. And so I don't know if, I think maybe first with the idea of the ghosts and foreseeing the future, and then they were like, what if we tie that into psychics who see the future, so it's like adds this other element. I think that's probably where that came from, and they heard about this town, or maybe they researched the town. Like, I think that's where the episode went. It's good to just have like a straightforward episodic episode, you know, straight cut, very, you know, in the okay, but because it, you know, we don't get a lot of these episodes, it's leaning better towards good, and it's just sometimes good to have these episodes. So what was kind of overarching the season is, you know, Sam and Dean went their separate ways at the end of the last episode, which I forgot to talk about because it's like, they do that all the time when they're like, I'm going my separate way, and then they come back together in the next episode. So that's basically what happened. They ended up both working the same case, and they just let it go. And then I think they talked it out. Like, Dean was screaming at one point and they talked it out, but that's kind of the only thing that like felt serialized. But again, it's not serialized because it's actually a common thing in Supernatural in these episodes where there's like something with tension with Sam and Dean and they have to talk it out. Like, that's such a Supernatural thing. And it's like something where it's like, you don't need to know what's happening to know that they're like, you don't need to know any of that if you're just picking an episode to watch out of the blue. I don't know if this is particularly the best episode to watch out of the blue, just because it did lack maybe like funny moments, like comic relief. Like, it didn't have that many of that, so maybe that would have made the episode stronger, because I think a lot of like past just like straightforward episodic episodes, you know, they dealt more where it's like some comic relief or something, or like the writing was stronger, and I felt like the writing was okay. I don't know, maybe it could have been better, I don't know. Not much else to say here. It was just, again, like nice to have like a episodic episode, because we just, even the episodic episodes don't feel like episodic episodes, and I'm here being like, is it serialized, is it episodic? You see me doing that a lot, but like this one, like, you can't really defend it being serialized at all. It clearly is episodic. So I don't have much else to say, so I'm gonna hear this is gonna be very short, but thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.